Hey guys, Coach Hunter here with Mackenzie. Today we are going to be working on a continuation of the back mount to some degree, but really we're going to be going into a new system, which is the Kimura trap system. The Kimura trap system is huge. I think it's one of the, if you're looking for a good return on your investment of time, the Kimura trap is always going to be applicable, from white belt to black belt, from a beginning fighter to a professional fighter. It's always there. It's there from just about every position. It's there from in every situation. Combat sports, of all types. Jiu-jitsu, grappling, MMA, okay? You see it everywhere. So it's a really good investment of your time because it's never a bad thing to have a good Kimura trap. Even if the Kimura itself is not your preferred finish. As a smaller guy, I often, against larger opponents, struggle to finish the Kimura itself, but the Kimura trap is always powerful and can always lead to better things. So guys, let's go ahead and get into it. So I want to talk about the basics of the Kimura. Can I head to the case, please? Actually, head to the camera. Okay. So let's talk real briefly about the Kimura grip itself. And this is one of the most common problems people have at first, which is understanding, I was right the first time, on how to grip this, okay? So remember, the rule of thumb is that if their hand is up by their head, is what we refer to as something like a key lock grip. If their hand is down by the hip, it's a Kimura grip, okay? Or rather, it's a Kimura, okay? Remember, guys, it's really important to know that the key lock grip is considered much less effective than the Kimura. And the reason, even though they're like mirror images of each other, is the anatomy of the shoulder and the structure of the body, okay? When someone's hand is near their head, okay, Mackenzie's mobility in the shoulder is determined by how close to her hip it is. You can see I'm kind of pulling until I feel tension here. Up near her head, her hand goes much further, okay? A lot more mobility up here. Down by her hip, very little. So when we finish a key lock, it's we always want to pull it down to the hip, the elbow to the hip, okay? Up here though, it's going to be hard to finish, really hard to finish. It can be done, but it's very difficult. So what you see a lot in beginners is that they're trying to reefing and pulling at the key lock up here. The other thing that Mackenzie can do is pull her hand over her head to the other side and get her hands together, elbows in tight now, and lock her arms in a really strong defensive position, okay? So it's a much easier defense. If she knows what's up, she can defend much more easily, okay? Even if I have a fully locked in key lock grip, she can resist that, right? A lot more opportunities for escape. The opposite is not true of the Kimura. You can see Mackenzie's range of motion is roughly here, right against her rib cage. Okay, down here, it's the same. Okay, generally we want the elbow kind of perpendicular to the shoulder or further, and you can see it just gets a little bit tighter up here than down here, but nowhere does she find any relief. Her hand can't slip behind her back and make her edge effect is way worse. In fact, if her hand's behind her back, okay? Now, if she brings her hand down in front of her body, that's gonna remove the danger for temporarily, but if I still have the grip, she's still in danger. She's not out. She can't remove my Kimura grip or make it ineffective by bringing her hand down to her belly, okay? I can't finish a Kimura very easily here, and she has very tight shoulders, but it's gonna be very difficult for her to escape, okay, this direction. So the Kimura, I think, is a superior technique, just because of the anatomy of the human body and the shoulder. So guys, when I get this, go ahead and sit up. So what I wanted to think about, turn right here, there we go, is that it's always a cross grip. So if we're facing the same direction, my right hand grabs her left for the Kimura grip, my other hand goes underneath her elbow and on top of my wrist. The opposite side, left to right, under her elbow to my wrist. Now we're not always in this orientation, but it's kind of it's an important thing to remember, is cross gripping, okay? So now on your back, this way. So when I get this Kimura grip, I'm thinking gripping here, okay? Going under her elbow and getting my control, right here. Or on the near side, opposite hands, okay? So it just takes practice. At this point, I don't have to think about it, I just grip, right? Just something that builds into muscle memory and you don't have to worry about it too much. So guys, right here is our Kimura grip. And remember, I'm not gripping with my fingers, okay? I'm curling my wrist and turning so that the blade of my pinky side is controlling her wrist, like a false grip on a set of rings. We're doing gymnastics, okay? Really important. And I'm pushing my hands downward to create tension. I'm not gripping at all. You can make fists, right? So can you pull your elbow free? Right? It's gonna be very difficult, right? It's an important first test. If I'm gripping and she can pull her elbow down to the mat, right? There's nothing there, right? On this side, you can see I'm gripping here. She pulls her elbow down. It'll pull her elbow through, pull it through, right? Not so good. Okay. If I have, even with just no grip at all, just using my fist, she wants to free her arm now. Very, very difficult because I'm creating tension with my forearm muscles. Okay, not my fingers. Okay, unless you have incredible grip strength, and even then, don't rely on it. It burns out very fast. Those muscles of your hand are small and they don't have a ton of endurance. So, we're here. And actually now I'm gonna have you turn head to the camera. There we go. So guys, it's important to know that if I make a mistake, if I get this grip from not a standard position, I can still attack, okay? So if I fall on my hip, on my side, if I'm loose here, Mackenzie can bring her elbow to the mat, or elbow can bring her Mackenzie to the mat, either one, okay? I have to stay pressing her hand inward, my hands go to her center, so she tries to bring her elbow to the mat, it's gonna be impossible, right? Because if she tries to turn and get to her knees, if her elbow is off the mat, it's impossible, okay? At least very, very difficult, right? She tries to turn away from me, unless she wants to leave her arm behind, it's impossible. So the drill here, and I'll show you this drill without a partner, okay? So those of you who want to practice at home. I'm pressing inward, creating tension. I'm on my side, facing in. I'm just gonna belly out, and if I get loose and use my elbows on the mat to pull myself up, Mackenzie can turn toward me and get up to her knees, right? Her arm's free. She's out. Go back down. So I control the wrist, control my wrist. I belly out and put my weight through my partner. Coming up. You can see it from her expression that she loves it. It's not uncomfortable in the least. Okay?
Yep, absolutely.
So I follow my hip, facing the other way. Okay, still facing in because it would make sense to look the other way. Right? Once again, creating tension so she tries to bring her elbow to the mat. It's impossible. Okay? I belly out. Put my weight through my hands, coming up. Okay? Really important. Any point in that process, Mackenzie was really, really pinned. Okay? We want control here, guys. So, same thing. If I happen to fall across the body, on the other side, Mackenzie wants to turn toward me. Impossible. Okay? You can belly out. Come up. Cross over. Take the back. Lots of options here. Okay? We'll get into detail on that. That's our movement drill. So, can you scoot over for a second? So we're going to start. It's on our side. I have a wrist and my own wrist. I'm just controlling here. Okay? I'm going to take my hands. I'm going to belly up. My legs straighten. Go belly down. I do without my hands in play. Okay? If that's difficult for you, just work on that. Get your hands in tucked. Go turn, belly out to my belly. Right? Roll back without my hands. Okay? Sometimes we do our super bananas. Banana position. Superman. Right? Just being able to roll back and forth without using my hands or my legs on the mat. Super, super helpful and important. Okay? To our Kimura drill. Controlling here. I belly out. My hands go to the mat. I'm pushing inward. And I'm going to use that point to pull my knees up. I sit through the other side. I have my grip. Okay? I extend and belly out. Hands on the mat. You see my hands here?
No. Okay. I figured you'd shown them previously.
Right. My hands are here. I'm pulling myself up. Okay? Really important, guys, to have that drill. You can sit there and rep it out.
You can twerk from there too.
Sorry?
You can twerk from there too.
Oh yeah. Working it.
This is gonna help you twerk better.
Exactly.
And Kimura.
Gotta work it on your back. So guys, I don't want to just be just about control, so let's talk about the basic Kimura finish. A little more toward me. Okay. So I get my grip. We'll talk about establishing grips and attacking here. I have my grip. Okay? Ideally, I can get Mackenzie's hand to the mat. Everything goes a lot simpler if that's the case. Okay? If her hand's on her belly or on her thigh, and that's something that people will attempt to do, yeah, is hide their arm this way. But you know, that's not as good for me. So you can definitely feel finish anyway, but it's a lot easier without that. I'm gonna switch my hips, step over her face, my thigh squish into her face here, not my knee. I'm not thinking about like putting my shin on or like trying to get my hamstring curl on. I'm just taking my thigh and putting it right on her face, okay? I'm going to think about then, like keep my weight down. I'm gonna pull her elbow to me, to my chest, right? I'm not pushing her hand through, really important difference, okay? I'm pulling her elbow. You can see, if I push her hand, how far she gets. Whereas if I push or pull her elbow, how far it gets, right? Much, much faster with the pulling finish than a pushing finish. There are versions of the Kimura which require a pushing finish. Not as good as I think, but you can definitely finish it. The pulling finish is much stronger. So whenever we go for the Kimura, I always strive for that pulling finish, okay? So you also notice that Mackenzie can alleviate pressure by sitting up. Right? She comes with this, obviously there's no Kimura. So that is why I'm gonna, sorry. When I hit this side Kimura, my leg is in front of her face. I'm not really doing anything here other than putting a barrier in front of her face. So she tries to sit up, she can't. My leg's in the way, right? That's all I care about. So guys, I'm excited for this week, getting into the Kimura system more in depth. So guys, as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the mats.